What's up, YouTube? This is Sean Peterson, aka Baby Yoda. My artist name spelt with V's instead of A's. Go ahead and check out some of my music. I'm on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, and all the traditional social platforms, Instagram, Facebook. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. Today we're going to be talking about chord progressions, things that you can do to help your music game and your basic understanding of chord progressions. One thing I'd like to talk briefly about is just a small introduction about music theory and chords. This is a great book that I used in college. It's called Tonal Harmony, although there are many books out there that you can get just a basic foundation for music theory if you're interested in that. One of the first things I want to go over is the circle of fifths. So basically, in Western music, we have what are known as keys. Every key contains a select set of pitches, 7 pitches, which are scale degrees in that key, that basically are, you can use them as single pitches, which, mixed with certain rhythms creates a melody, or you can stack these pitches, which is known as triad, which we're going to get into later, or you can have, even further than that, 7th chords, and you can put the 9th on top of that, or you can double pitches and make an even deeper harmony. But basically, this is the circle of fifths. So these are all of the available keys that are known in Western tonal music. We have C major, G major, D, A, and basically going around. The reason why it's called circle of fifths is because moving clockwise, the C going to G is a fifth apart. So G is actually the 5th pitch in C major. Along with all these keys, they have what is known as their relative minor key. So if you want to ever just figure out, also basically the major keys and the relative minor keys share the same key signature. So basically a key signature, real quickly, C major has 0 accidentals, so it's just all natural pitches. Moving one further in the circle of fifths, G major has 1 sharp in the key signature, which is F sharp. And we'll talk about that later, but basically if you want to figure out the minor key that you're working with, you can work down 3 half steps. So go backward 3 half steps from C. You have B, B flat, A. So A minor is the relative minor to C major. All right, so next we're going to be talking about the foundation of chords, which is a triad. So essentially a triad is the root pitch, so one of those scale degrees that you're using within a certain key, with a major third stacked on top of it with a minor third, which is the perfect 5th. So actually you can have the root note, a major third, and a minor third, which is going to give you the 5th interval, or you can have that vice versa. You can have the root stacked with a minor third and then a major third, and that chord would actually be a minor chord. So basically you have the root, the third, and the 5th of a chord. If you want to create a minor chord, you just lower the third of the chord by a half a step. Okay, so I just want to show you real quick on this really cheap keyboard so you can just get a visual of basically chords. Okay, so this is C. This is middle C. Stacking your third would be E. So C, E, and then your 5th, G. So that's your tonic chord. That's a 1 chord. If you want your 4 chord, you have F, A, C, with your C in the bass in this case, so that's actually a second inversion. F, A, C. That's a major 4 chord. Okay, looking at the 5th chord now, which would be G, B, D. So in this case, you could go G, B, D, and play with the D in the bass. This is actually a second inversion, but it's a second inversion 5th chord. You could also have the 7 chord in the key signature, listening to that B, D, F in this case in C major. You can add the 7th of that chord, which would be A by itself, on top of the chord to get a B, D, F, A, which is a 7/7 chord. All right. So moving forward, before we go on into the actual workshop itself, and I show you some chord progressions and just neat tips and tricks that I like to use in a workflow. First, I wanted to show you my MIDI keyboard that I use. This is the Ableton Push 2. It has a lot of great features. One of the things in your project, in your arrangement, when you're getting ready for that, what key you want to work in, you just go over here to scale, and up here it's going to show you every single scale that we have in Western tonal music. It has all of the tonics of the scale, so C, G, D, A, E, yada yada, moving forward, all these F, B flat, E flat, A flat, whatever. Also another quick tip, so if you wanted to work in the enharmonic, like D flat major or D flat minor would be the same as working in C sharp. It doesn't spell it that way on here, so that's a quick note. But anyways, so you can see you have major, minor, Dorian, Mixolydian, Lydian, Phrygian, Locrian, which are all different modes. We're not going to get into that right now. But it's just really neat, actually, like major pentatonic, harmonic, minor, just anything that you want to do in here. But for instance, so we're going to check out E flat minor. Then you just select it. You can use these keys up top to select which key you want to be in. I selected D flat minor, and then just hit scale. Another quick tip, that on this 64 pad layout, one thing that I've noticed is basically like these highlighted notes, and it's using yellow color because that's the MIDI channel color right now, but like this note is the tonic pitch. So since I picked E flat minor, it's going to be an E flat. That's also going to be an E flat, an octave apart. These are octaves. So basically, making triads is super easy on the push. I noticed that it's like kind of like a upside down triangle on the way that mine's laid out. So if you want to do 1 chord, that's a minor 1 chord right there. Move to your 5th. Seventh. All right, so now let's actually build a chord progression in Ableton. So right here I already have a preset selected. It's just some regular keys. It's made by Oliver. I found it in Splice. But let's just go to like 140. This is your BPM marker for your arrangement. You can change that just by clicking and selecting whatever, typing in whatever BPM you would like to work in. So here's the channel I'm in, and these are the keys. So you can just basically hit play on the arrangement, let it run at 1, just start playing. So you can just hit record and do that, and if you want to do that prior, I like to just use the capture mode because that's just how I roll. So obviously this is like way out of time, right? Obviously this is way out of time, right? So like you can see that it's off. One way that to help you, so let's just duplicate this. One way to help you, so let's delete this, muted that, is to actually use the metronome. I like to use it, so you can just hit metronome, then hit play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a great way to keep in time if you want to like develop a beat. So just hit play. So that's gonna be a better way to just keep things in time if you would like to go about like actually playing on your MIDI keyboard and like jamming that way. One thing to kind of help once you do, I mean, there's gonna be human error no matter what. So depending on where you're at, like I like to just come in here, quantize, move it to the nearest eighth note. So like but that's like super simple, and that's like basically it right there. That was a minor 1 chord moving to a minor 7 chord and a major 5th in minor. If you wanted to like juice this up a little bit, I like to, like, say you're working further into your project and you are like getting to a build-up section, like one thing that makes it super dramatic is you can add the third on top. So kind of doubling voices, what I was talking about earlier. So what, F sharp, let's go F sharp up here, F sharp 3, what is this, just a regular F, F3, C sharp 3, C sharp 4, C sharp 3, C sharp 4. So like, see how much difference that just added, like just in that little bit of like one more pitch, simply just stacking the third on top. So let's listen to it like progressing. See, and then it's super easy, like you could just find, and obviously you want to make your own drum group and everything, but like let's just find a drum loop in 140 and see on, but you can just go in here and warp it. You can like change this MIDI, let's see. You can like change this MIDI right here. It's like a bass, let's see. This is one that I really love right here. It's like my go-to one right here, this Flume Reese. And then you can just go with like the root note, like let's see, is it this one? Yeah, so arm it. Let's capture that, quantize that, just how we did, basically, same thing. And then you can just like do some like effects after that. Like I like to really open up this like filter, just kind of like building drama. Let's see it. Alright, but there you have it. That's my video for the day. I am not going to get into any more details because I'm going to be releasing more videos. So if you like that, please give a like and subscribe and comment below what you think.